Oh man. All right, we're live. We are actually live now. Sorry, everybody. We've been talking about going live. We've said we're live, Sarah and I behind the scenes, but I actually had to click the go live button.
That helps.
That does help. Anyway, so we're here, and it is time for 5-day challenges. But wait a minute, didn't we just run a 5-day challenge? We did, yes. And we give you 5-day ready to go challenges, right? But now it's actually time to learn how to run one of those 5-day challenges because they are amazing. I can't even think of a better word. So we just changed our 10-day one, which we had expanded. We started with one, we expanded, we came back down. And we got in the first, like, say, 5 days, about 1,000 leads, 1,000 signups. And it was pretty incredible, considering that our other one over the course of 2 years, 3 years had gotten, I don't know, maybe 3,000 or 4,000, which I thought was pretty good, but 1,000 in 5 days. But we're not going to talk about that, Sarah. We're going to talk about that on Saturday.
When?
See, I beat you to it. Saturday. Blog post. Look out for my email.
And you're not going to let me see it before?
No.
Please? No. Pretty please? Asking for the audience? Asking for the people watching?
That's why you have to open my emails. Whoops, I'm blocking my microphone. Okay, so let's just dive in because we only have a limited amount of time here. And I'm a little jet lagged because I'm in London. David says, nope, you can't see it. Nope.
Making us wait.
Thank you for supporting me on that one. I appreciate it. 5-day challenges. So like I said before, we often, pretty much always now, when we launch a new Blaze course, which is a lot of what we do, because it's everyone's favorite, we give you a ready to go challenge, which is based on the lead magnet in the lead generation materials. And we do that because everybody loves the 5-day challenges. So we always are very strategic about setting it up so that it can be done in 5 days. It's very actionable and you can just quickly repurpose that, do some emails and live streams and build your audience for your course so that you have people who are ready to buy it. And we do that because it works. Not only do people love it, but it works. It's been proven to work. We just said we ran one and got like 1,000 leads in the first few days. So people still come back and, of course, say, how do I actually run it? Because it's not as simple as just slapping together a few emails and sending them out. There's more involved, especially if you do design one yourself from scratch. Right? You have to have it all strategically set up and run it carefully so that you're not wasting your time. And that's why we put together this latest course on 5-day challenges. It's called the 5-day challenge success blueprint. Well, there's the URL down below. So 5-day challenge success blueprint. And it is one of our Blaze packages, which means it comes with student, instructor, and lead generation materials. So today, I thought we would go through and share some of our own tips and give you a quick overview of the course. I can run through a few of the key slides, just very, very high level, and then we can go inside and actually peek at them. And when I say tips, Sarah, you've run quite a few challenges yourself in the past, not just 5-day, but up to 30 days. So you have a lot of wisdom to share on those as well. And of course, you're my partner on the 5-day one, so which we were very efficient about. So remember, for anyone coming in, pop your comments down wherever you are, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, pop them in. I should be able to see the YouTube and Facebook ones. I don't think I see the LinkedIn, but you can try. I think I might, but I might not be able to answer. I don't do a lot of that, but I'll look out for them. All right, so shall we start with the slides?
Yeah.
Not the slides, the graphics. Yeah.
When you've done those, can we look at the lead gen material? Because I don't think we always cover that. We look at the slides in quite a lot of detail and the student part, but we don't always go through the lead gen material. And here's one of our new sales pages. This was a labor of love, this sales page. We spent so many months pulling this together, didn't we? It would go backwards and forwards, and it's in Thrive Architect, and some bits worked, some bits didn't. So just go and click and look at the sales page and then tell us that we did well, because we need the validation.
Yes, please. Here, I'm just going to hide where's my mouse? I'm going to hide that little banner. So just remember 5-day challenge, nice memorable link there so that we can see the page. So yes, this is the sales page, complete with the early bird stuff. And the early bird is, like I said, a 5-day challenge to teach people about 5-day challenges. And I'm going to hop over to the folder of materials and pull up the graphics, all right, so that I can give you an overview. And this is a nice way to give people a very quick overview of any course, is to just take the key graphics that we give you. So I'm going to open those up, and here I will make this, how about I make this full screen so that I can, oh, you can see that, yes? Yes, you can kind of see that.
Sorry, I've muted myself. Yes, we can see that.
All right, so there should be, okay, so this is the high-level course roadmap for this course. So the different things that you would learn and teach. And the first is setting a business objective for your challenge, business objective, because we are talking businesses, defining your target group for your challenge, creating your step-by-step flow with the content that supports people, identifying how you're going to deliver the different parts of the challenge and making sure you have all that support material created, and then creating a marketing plan to go with it, including the pre-challenge and post-challenge activities and tactics. All right, so that is your general course map, takes you through all the steps you need to know for planning, launching and running your challenge. Plan, launch, run. There's a flow. Let's go to the next slide. Where is it? Aha. Okay. So these are just some examples of topics that you could do a challenge on. So you'll have seen these sorts of things all the time: fitness, meditation, weight loss, blogging. Sarah, you've got that 30-day blogging challenge. It could be a 5-day one.
Yep.
As a real kickoff, and the 30 could have been a paid one. Branding and marketing, websites, all these different things, crafting, creating stuff. Those are all great topics. And if we're thinking business, it really depends who you're working with, but there's always something that you can be doing as a challenge. And there are a few different benefits. I talked initially about being about building an audience, getting leads and more sales, but it can also be getting more customer information. When you run a challenge and you're interacting with people, you get a ton of extra information because you're building that intimate relationship. You're hearing what kind of questions people have. You're learning about their business or their background. So you get so many more insights that way. If you have a community, you get more membership in your community, more followers. Again, learn about your audience. So not just about customers, but about your audience in general. And of course, promoting your brand as well. So you get more well-known. So those are just a few more benefits. To get started, you need to think about who your challenge is aimed at, what their unique pain points and problems are, because you want to keep it very focused on one. What will your challenge and your offer help them to accomplish? So you're always thinking about those benefits, thinking further down the line. What are the benefits? Why should they do this? And there's also what skill could help them move beyond their current situation. So when you're structuring it, you're always keeping it focused on the outcome. What can move them to the outcome? And then let's see what else. And by the way, again, these are graphics that are in the course. So I'm basically taking stuff from the course, these few key graphics, and walking you through some of the high-level points of the course by using these slides. So remember that you can do this too. do this, like to introduce it or even just to do a mini course this way. What do they need to learn, overcome, do, or accomplish during the challenge? So this is what you need to do in order to break it down into steps. When it's done, what should they be able to do that they can't do now? That's the question, the same question you ask with courses too, with any kind of course or mini course. And the challenge is basically like a mini course, you know? It's the same sort of thing, only it's over 5 days. So we give you also the layout. So what are the different things you should be doing? Day 0 through day 6 and 7, which is post-challenge. So you've got day 0 is when you're going live and welcoming people and setting up expectations. And there's some stuff in the course on what kind of expectations you should set. Then you've got 5 days where they're doing something. That's the action days. You're setting the tone, getting them motivated. You're providing support as you go through each step. You're celebrating wins, and then you're pivoting to whatever your offer is. And the offer could be any number of things. So your offer could be that you're selling something, and it can also be something like pivoting to a strategy call. If you have a much higher, what would you call it? A higher ticket item. You know, you're putting a lot of effort into this challenge. You want to have something high ticket enough at the end. So I don't know, what would the price point? I think we say something in the course about it being minimum 97, but preferably higher that you're selling at the end. And you don't have to worry about it being a high ticket item and suddenly having to push something because you've built a relationship with people already. You've put a lot of effort and time into it and worked with them. So by the time they're done and they've had a win, it's a natural transition to be selling something at the end. You're not just saying, okay, here's a little checklist. Now buy my course for $9.97. Which, you know, people have to learn. What were you going to say, Sarah?
2014, I brought my blogging challenge onto Facebook for the first time. Previously, it was on Google+, it was on LinkedIn, it was on a site called BT Tradespace. It didn't exist in email form until 2011. It was only ever updates in certain communities on a daily basis. So 2014, I did this talk about blogging to a huge group of women in business, and I opened a Facebook community, and I had 3,000 people go through my 30-day blogging challenge simultaneously. So everybody started on day 1 writing and posting, and there was such camaraderie and such energy. And at the day 30, people turned around and said to me, "What's next? How can we work with you?" And I did not have one single product to sell them. I estimated that must have cost me £100,000. So that's what, about $125,000. So I had all of those people go in, and I did not have something for them at the end of it. And they were expecting it. They had so much value over that 30 days. They had so much fun that they were saying to me, sending me messages, replying to the emails, "How can we work with you? How can we do more?" And there's only so many one-to-ones you can take, as that was all I was doing at the time. And it just cost me so much money. So just think to yourself, don't be like that Sarah Arrow. Just have something ready, even if it's a $97 course that you just put out to them and you're gentle with it. Because when you nurture them and help them achieve something, they want to go on to do more with you. I know, I've experienced it myself, that I do challenges and I really want to work with that person. And then my husband has to say to me, "Do you want to work with that person?" And 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. My current person that I'm working with is in Nigeria. He did a webinar challenge. And it was fantastic. He gave so much value. It was 7 days, not 5, that I booked a call and now I'm working with him. And it was just so natural. So do have something for your people. Don't think at the end of it, I've given all of the value that I can give. That's it. I'm a great human being. I've got 300 people on my list or whatever the number is. You've got to give them something to go to the next step. You can't leave them hanging.
Yep. And there's a few questions as we go in here. Bob asked, to what extent do you interact with the group during the challenge? So that's going to depend. Go ahead, Sarah, you were going to say.
Install the app. If you've got a LinkedIn group rather than a Facebook group, or you've got a Facebook over a LinkedIn, install the group app. That makes interacting in the group easy. If you have to go to sit at your computer or fire up your laptop every single time to go in the group, you're going to start resenting it. It's going to take a lot of work. So have the group app, and when somebody puts a question, stick a heart, stick a response, tag people if you've got other experts in the group, and do it that way. I've found over the years that if I leave it to answer certain questions, say I answer the questions at 5 p.m, so they've had time to come through in the day, then what happens is other people jump in and start pushing their products and services. Nature just doesn't like a vacuum. So other people will rise to the top if you don't jump in. Now, that doesn't mean to say you've got to sit with your phone on all of the time, glued to your hand. You haven't. You can still, when you're doing your shopping or whatever, just flip it open, like and comment. You know, it's not, very rarely do people ask something that requires a really, really in-depth response. Because remember, you're the expert on this topic. You know it inside out. And these people are coming to learn from you. It's like in the challenge that Sharon's just run, lots of people were asking about their slides and things like that. And Sharon knows the slides like the back of her hand and PowerPoint themes and things like that. So for her to pluck the answer out of her brain takes milliseconds. Whereas for me, who's not as talented on the themes and all of the things you can do, it would take me a couple of minutes to formulate my answer. So you've got to remember, you're the expert here. Responding, because you're the expert, is generally very quick. And if you use the apps to their advantage, it don't suck up a lot of energy from your life.
Yeah. And in terms of live interaction, it's very easy if it's a 5-day challenge to just go on live once a day. Some people say even twice a day, but you have your limits. But once a day, say this is the time I'm going to answer questions and have a Q&A and have it like an open time, like open mic or open time. I've even seen people do it as a Facebook group where you say, look, I'm going to just be there. If you have questions during that hour, post them in the comments and I'll just work through them one by one. I've seen people do that as well, which works really well. Of course, it depends what your group is on. We now, for our 5-day challenge, we use New Zenler, which has a community aspect built in. So we're using the community there, and there's a nice little app on the phone for that as well. So I can just go into the app and type, or on the computer as well. But yeah, doing it live as well, especially if it's the first time you're doing it, having daily lives is really good and really easy to do. So let me just quickly look at any other questions before we move on. JC said, I'm in the crypto niche as well as personal development. Can this course work for those types of niches? Sure, why not? Crypto, I don't know that much about and what the goal is of your audience there. So you need to look at what the goal is and their particular problems, challenges, so you can look at what they could get done in 5 days. So you want to have one small thing and then break it up into steps. Personal development always lends itself well also to any kind of challenge. I mean, think about fitness and meditation and weight loss and mindset and comfort zone stuff. You just have to find one small thing that they can then work on over the course of 5 days. Give them a little short task each day that'll reach them. So you just need to get specific on that. It can't just be general personal development. What else? Misty said, I love challenges, wanting to do another one soon. Excellent. And you've got some checklists and email templates planning to give to your subscription group. So this would be awesome to supplement that with. Definitely. Tons of stuff. Other than Zenler, where else? In terms of community, Facebook, can always do Facebook. That's the most classic one. Where else? There are community apps. There's that, what is it called? Circle.
Yep, there's
IO?
Circle, there's Mighty
Yeah.
Networks, there's
Mhm.
LinkedIn
Plugins.
groups. You can do an exclusive Clubhouse room where only a certain group are coming in.
Yep.
So there's
Slack. You could do a Slack channel as well. Yeah, where you just give them access to that.
The blogging challenge for a very long time was only on email, and currently it's email, Facebook group, Kindle book, and a video version of it will appear at some point. I've been threatening that for about 7 years, so don't hold your breath for that one. But where your audience is comfortable and where you are comfortable, a meet in the middle. Now, the Content Sparks people we knew didn't want to spend a lot of time on Facebook anymore. Yet 7, 8 years ago, everybody was all over it like a rash. So having the new Zenler app and a private community where people felt safe, they weren't tracked, their conversations weren't tracked by Facebook to show them ads, somewhere where they could talk about their struggles with various things in a safe space was really, really important to Sharon and to Content Sparks. So New Zenler done that for us, and it's been really good. It's been one of the easiest challenges that we've ever done. And we've done the Facebook group with the lives, we've done Teachable, we've done all sorts.
And it's been easier because we kept it simpler. I think it makes it easier for people to complete it, having fewer pieces of content, moving parts and whatnot, and simpler platforms, so everything's in one place. I think that's really helped. I mean, obviously, we still have to get more feedback, but we've had more people complete it so far, and really great feedback so far as well. I think people loved the quantity of content we gave before, but it was too overwhelming at the same time. So remember to keep it simple. And let's keep moving so we can show everyone materials.
Can I just add one little thing in there?
Maybe.
When we've done the 10-day challenge, people asked us to extend it so they could complete it. But when we chopped it down to 5 days, more people have got it done in 5 days. So you might think, 5 days, it's too short, they can't get anything done. But you'd be surprised.
Yeah, no, definitely. But you just have to keep it simple. And in terms of content for the challenge, repurpose, we use some things we already had and repurposed it. Private label rights, we give you materials for challenges that you can run as well, or you can repurpose things like opt-in reports, lead magnets. Of course, you can design it from scratch yourself, and that the course takes you through all the steps for that. Outsourcing it, you can get people to help you, and curating content. One of the things you could do there that's really good that I've seen people do is get a guest expert to come in to certain times during the challenge. So that's another option too to help you out. This particular slide is just more about expectations when you kick off your challenge, some of the things you need to tell people to expect. So what kind of participation level do you expect, especially when there's live groups involved, interaction, rules in terms of not meeting expectations, breaking agreements, evaluation, feedback at the end, all those different things. So make sure from the very start you set expectations with your group, and then they'll be also more likely to get good outcomes. This is just different types of content you can use. I think we use all of them for the most part. We've done video. We didn't separate out the audio. Email, so written stuff, guides. We've done worksheets, infographic. I think we've got an infographic in there. Live streams. When we first launched the challenge, we did live streams every day until we got it down right. So you can do any or all. I would definitely do a mix, like any course, some sort of blended format. Blended learning always works best. All right. So this was one of the things you can do in terms of your format. And I think it was Bob, you were asking about the extent to interact with the group. And this will also show you in terms of doing it live, what you can do. So you can schedule your daily emails to go out early in the day. So, and you can actually do that in people's local time zones also. But if you're running it through a certain schedule of the day, that's going to be tougher with the live sessions. So you could do a live session in the morning. You can do another live stream later in the day. You'll check in with your group or your community and answer questions in the evening. So if you want to do a very intense, interactive one, this is one sort of schedule that you can follow. And you could even run challenges. If you have people all over the world, you could run one challenge that's geared more for one geography, and then a month later, or whatever your timing is, do it for a different geography. So that's another option. So this is just more examples of materials. Again, these are graphics that are in the actual course, our white label course. So they're ones that I'm just kind of going through to show you some of the highlights of what's covered in the course. So this is the outline of the type of email you might send each day. And we give templates in the course as well for the different daily emails, but you always want to have intro, recap, what's been achieved, so people remember what they did yesterday and feel that progress. What's the context for that day's instructions, action steps, signature, and a PS. We always love to have a PS. Remind people to go back to the community. So you want to be bouncing people back to whatever the group is, or head them over to where the content is, download. So we send people back to the dashboard where all their challenge content is. And then that's where the downloads are and the community is as well. So that's important to do. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah. Yep, you can still hear you.
And then there's the actual tech, which you can keep simple or you can make complicated. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with the complicated, even if you are comfortable with the complicated, start with the simple. You can start with just a Facebook group if your people, your followers are on Facebook, and you can just do one of their social learning groups. That's how we started as well, where we just live streamed into the group. We set up the units in that particular group, the social learning group type in Facebook has a place where you can put different lessons or units, or I don't know what they call. They call them something else now. Do you remember what they call them now?
Nope, I don't.
Anybody remember? If you remember, pop it in. But you can do it that way. You can use a course platform like we've done with this latest one, where each one is a lesson and it's connected to email. So you're just, again, sending people back and forth. So there's basic, there's learning platforms, there's plugins you can use. I'd be very wary of doing too many plugins because I have a lot of experience with too many plugins. And Sarah can attest to that, because the more plugins you have, if you're on a WordPress site, the more likely your site is going to crash at some point, or one plugin will not cooperate with another plugin, or one plugin will update and another plugin won't have updated, and they conflict, and then your site crashes or something doesn't work. Or just trust me, try not to use too many plugins. And there are challenge apps as well. And Kenny said where's my guides? Maybe. Yeah, I think that's what they call it now on Facebook, not units, but guides. I think you're right. So look around and see what's simplest, and especially where your audience is comfortable. So then I'm reading my own stuff here. Okay, so this is the flow that you're going to go through in registering people and moving them through. So the way it works with the challenge is you capture your leads by email, right? So you have a registration form, a landing page, you capture them, you can invite them to connect with you on social media. You run your challenge in whatever platform following that 5-day plan. And then you pivot to your promotion, whatever that offer is. providing a link to purchase. And you continue to follow up afterwards. So in the course, we have it as, I think, days 6 to 7. So you want to have at least a couple days after, but not everyone is going to buy, and you're going to want to continue to keep that relationship going and follow up. Don't just forget about your challenge participants. Actually getting people into your challenge. Now, this is another whole list. Do I have a whole list of things? Yes, I do. This is also in the course. I don't want to give everything away from the course. No, but these are some things.
You can show this because if you get the course and the upgrade pack, there's actually a PDF, if you get it in the early bird stages, of 60 different ways of driving traffic. So you can show them some ideas, Sharon, but there's still 45 other ways in the PDF. They're not getting it all.
Right. I almost forgot about that launch bonus. Okay, so I'll get to the launch bonus.
I'm so excited when I see
and the lead generation.
Opening that up, and I was going, done that? Oh, I haven't done that. That's a good idea. When can I put that in? And done that. And oh, another one. I was so excited. Carl's just saying he's back in under his proper name. Yay, welcome
he was
back
JC.
your proper name. And
he was JC before. And you bought the course already. Excellent.
Yay. Looking forward to seeing your challenge. Tag us in the group, and I'll more than happily share your challenge and join in and be your cheerleader and like everything and keep you up all day with lots of questions.
But there are a lot of different ways to get people into your challenge listed in the course, like your current email subscribers, posting on social media, going to influencers, affiliates, commenting in groups. Lots and lots of different ideas here. So they'll get some ideas there. And then one thing you do want to make sure you do at the end of your challenge is take screenshots of comments that mention positive outcomes and wins. And Sarah, this is a really good reminder for us to do that with the 5-day challenge we just did. Reminding participants to submit testimonials. So that's something we actually have automated in our 5-day challenge. So that we'll actually have that. And that's something you can do with other plugins like Thrive. Thriveovation as well.
And if you haven't got
but it's a simple email. A simple email in your follow-ups at day 7 or something, or day 8 is, can you give me some feedback? And then somebody can just hit reply and you just capture them, and you can take screenshots of the email as well. And there are a few more tips for post-challenge. I'm not going to go through all of this because I know you want to see some other things.
Lead generation stuff. Yay! I do get to something this session.
So do you want to
see the blog post?
Do you want to see the lead generation materials or the launch bonus of the challenge, which is based on that opt-in report?
I'd like to see the lead generation materials because this is a Blaze pack and it has more than the beacons. So with the beacons, you get the slides and you get the other bits and pieces, but you don't get the blog post, you don't get the infographics, you do get the social posts. And there's just so many goodies here that you don't get with the beacons. So there's the opt-in.
What am I opening? What should I open?
Yeah, open the
slideshow.
Slideshow.
No, I'm going to open the slideshow because you can use the slideshow in conjunction with that bonus challenge. So when you get it now, in the next, I think it's 6 days, you get a bonus ready to go challenge. But that doesn't have slides in it. So you're going to want to use it with this slideshow, which will hopefully open up with our nice little, I can't get rid of that error message. It drives me nuts. So here, this actually follows along with both the opt-in report and with the challenge that you'd get as a bonus. It's 5 steps to running your profitable 5-day challenge. So the idea with any of these challenges or lead magnets is to get people, again, that small win that gets them set up to want to buy your offer. So in this case, they'd learn some of the key steps to running a challenge, but then you'd go more in depth in the course. So you give a little background. You want them to understand the importance of challenges so that they're interested in the first place. And then you want to get them starting to think about it. So have you ever participated in a challenge? What was your experience like? That would be day one when you're running a challenge, getting their mindset in there. And then defining your goals. So you want them to start thinking about a goal of a challenge. What kinds of actions? A couple examples. So what's the goal or combination of goals for your challenge? Now, this is great to ask them in an initial lead magnet or challenge, but in the course, you're going to help them in much more depth again to figure this out. Here, they're just brainstorming. Choose a result, identify a result, frame it as a change. So again, you're giving them high level, the guidance. In the course, you go into more depth, give them more guidance, more activities, more breakdown of everything to do. So these slides are perfect for doing a little live stream each day. Oops. When you're actually running your challenge. So if I then go back, can I go here? I'll go through the rest of this and then go back to the launch bonus, okay? So you can see how they work together. And then at the end, you have your call to action. So this is a slideshow. You could run it as a live stream, a webinar, record it as little videos to go with the opt-in report, because you get this in different formats, or use it with this launch bonus, which I will open up next. Even though you said not to, I'm going to do it anyway. So let's see. Early bird. You get as a launch bonus the challenge and that driving traffic ideas. So the challenge comes with worksheets, and then it comes with these emails and instructions. So I would combine that slideshow, break it up into the daily steps, and then in here you have some intro stuff that you can use to welcome people and give them some background. And then there's instructions for running the challenge. And you have your daily emails, which you can also use as your script for those slides for the webinar. So you can do a combination. You have email, you send them, maybe only use a little bit of this, tell them, follow that format in the course of the introduction, recap, context, just with a high level, and then send them over to your video or your live stream or whatever else content you're going to use, and use that all as the basis with the slide. So make it all work together. There, you can see there's things highlighted in here for you to fill in, especially towards the end for the last 2 days where you're doing promotion. So you have all the content for the challenge, and then you need to go in and, based on whatever your offer is, but we've framed it as the course, you'll just fill in. There's prompts and stuff here to do your final promo.
And you've got to remember, lots of people say things like, oh, the content on the slides, it's almost the same as what's on the report. People learn by repetition and they don't read properly. So they'll skim your email and absorb about 3 words and then click the link. So if you think you've told them something in the email and they'll remember, the chances are they won't. So don't think to yourself, oh gosh, they're getting the same information in different places. You know from yourself how busy your own life is and how you skim read things, how you only read perhaps the headers and the PS. I think aside from the headline, the PS is the next most read thing in an email. So just put hi, your signature, PS, and all the important stuff underneath that. No, don't do that. But don't think to yourself, oh gosh, some of the information in the emails is the same as what's on the side, and then I'm going to deliver it to them as a live stream, and then possibly at the end of it as a webinar. Don't worry about that. The repetition of it helps people learn and understand the concepts, and the chances are they didn't read your email in as much detail as you would have liked.
And that always amazes me. I don't know why it still amazes me that people just don't, no matter how succinct you make an email, and I've done emails where it's 1 sentence, 3 bullet points, 1 sentence. and then a PS. People read the first sentence, nothing else. So you have to really set it up carefully, any email that you write. And they can be such important emails. Or people just read the first bullet and they don't read the rest of it. But they do scroll down to that PS. So it's true. And some people have told me they just scroll right down. They don't even read the body of the email and they just look at the PS. So if nothing else, I always put the link to whatever it is I'm talking about in that PS and other stuff too. But let's see.
Carl's just said, have you ever had a client that ran a challenge and set it up to accept no more than 50 people max? I have a thought, that's why I'm asking. Any thoughts? I haven't done it, but I can see it would work really well, especially when you say places are limited, giving them the scarcity factor. I'm restricted to 50 because I want to give personal attention. I can see that working really, really well. So thank you for sharing that with us.
I've definitely seen that. I've definitely seen that done. And you can do it for paid challenges as well. But that if you're doing it for free, I would do it more with a higher priced promo at the end, because you're still taking up a lot of your time, even for just 50 people.
I can see that working really well if you're a service business or you do coaching, so that you limit the group interaction and the number of people coming in, and then you've only got a set number of spaces that you've got for your personal coaching anyway. You know, you can't take all 50, you can possibly take 10 or only 5. So that gives you a really good conversion rate. And the people that opt in want to be there. So, yeah, that's a really good idea.
Now, that's actually a good point, the number of people. So say you accept 50, not all 50 of those people are going to go through the challenge, even if they've opted in. And I'm sure the percentages vary widely. You know, it's really hard to tell, since it depends on the audience. It depends how complicated the challenge is. If you keep it simple, they're more likely to participate and go through. But you have to take that into consideration as well, that just because you limit it to 50 people, it doesn't mean 50 people, those 50 people are going to show up, right? Yep. And Carl said exactly what I was thinking on the course. Yeah. Great. Okay. So shall we continue? Let's continue.
Yep.
What else have we got?
We've seen this. What else is in that goody zip up folder?
Sorry, I'm trying to find my mouse. There it is. Like that would help. You wanted to see the other bonus, launch bonus, because you were teasing it. So let's open it up.
The driving traffic. It is so good. It is. I was thinking of expanding it out and giving more details and then publishing it as a book, because everybody's doing challenges. And I was thinking to myself, that would be a really good way. As you can see, the ideas are there. And if I expand on those and give more details of what people can do and more resources, that I'd actually have a really, really good marketing book that I could sell for $10 and retire to Italy.
And you could definitely do that and retire to Italy. You can have, and I'll visit you there. You could expand on each of these and have a little bit of instruction. In fact, you could have one per page, have the checklist of what to do for each one of them. And since it's 60 ideas divided between organic, traffic, and direct, you've got 60 pages plus your intro and a little extra here and there and your call to action. And you've got a nice sized book right there with 60 ways to drive traffic to your challenge. And then you could have different versions with it, driving traffic to sales pages and all sorts of other things. So go for it. I'll buy it.
I'm now accountable. I've got to write a book in a weekend.
You have the outline right there.
Yeah, I've got the outline right there. It is a really lovely. When I saw that, I was just so excited. And I know a lot of you who watch these on a regular basis with me and Sharon know how excited I get over lots of things. Lots of people will say to you, how can I get people onto my challenge? And you are just going to spend all of your life answering questions on how to get people onto challenges. And I have people that are really insane. They say to me, 30-day challenges don't work. I say, okay. And then they said to me, how do I get people on challenges? I said, well, what would I know? They don't work. No, I'm not normally that mean, but there are lots and lots of ways. And my way that I do it is I blog. And you've got blog posts in this pack. And blogging for me is the most powerful way, because I'm talking about a blogging challenge. So it's natural, it's congruent. Now, if you're sitting there talking about doing, say, a Facebook ads challenge, and you're doing that over on LinkedIn, there's a bit of a disconnect. But if you're talking about doing a Facebook ads challenge over on Facebook itself, then you'll get a bit of a better response and an uptick. So that really does make a big difference, and you will be answering lots and lots of questions on how to get people onto your challenges. So here are the blog posts. There's a lead generation one, filling your sales funnel, business goals, building engagement, and the right challenge. And these are lovely. Oh, and remember, if you haven't already, 2 days ago, Sharon sent you a free epic blog post. So go and grab that. Go and do Content Spark, search for that in your email search box and find it. It came 2 days ago. Really fantastic piece of content. And it was free. So
well, you can't beat that.
You can't beat free. David's got a question, Sharon.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at that. So as far as license rights go, I can modify this as a course about 5-day challenges. Yes, I assume you're talking about the main course that we're selling, the white label full Blaze package, not the freebie. You could sell it as a product, but not any resale rights. Correct. You do not get resale rights. It's your license for you to teach, for you to sell for their personal use. Okay, but you could create as many 5-day challenges, not about creating 5-day challenges as I want, using the information and sell those challenges as PLR. So what you're doing is you're going to learn from the course yourself how to do challenges. Then you're going to create your own ones from scratch, not using any of our content at all. If you are selling anything as PLR, you cannot use any of our content. You can use it to learn from, so you've gained the concepts, you've learned your process, but you cannot use any of our materials.
So you can't take the traffic driving document and sell that to your audience, but you can do, say, a 5-day challenge for veterinarians and run them through how to get more leads for their veterinarian. I can't even say veterinarian. Why didn't I just say vet? What's wrong with me? So you can, connect with people on Facebook could be one part of your challenge. The next challenge could be XYZ, so that you could sell that challenge to vets to run as is. Is that correct? But what you couldn't do is take something out of the 5-day challenge course here, put it in your course, and then sell it to them to use as PLR.
Correct. So say you're using the veterinarian example. If your audience was veterinarians and you want to create some challenges, so you want to sell them a PLR challenge that they can run themselves. You can learn how to create challenges, and you could create one on 5 days to getting your kitten to stop waking you up in the middle of the night by nibbling on your toes. And create that with all the materials and stuff that veterinarian can then sell to her clients. Does that make sense?
Yep, he's got it.
Would you take that challenge, Sarah?
I would, because he's always biting me, and I just doze off and she's pouncing all over the bed like a little Tigger, boing, boing, boing. Yeah, so if you do these challenges for veterinarians, tell the veterinarians you know somebody who wants one.
You've got your case study, and now you can create one of those challenges that you can sell to those vets so that they can use it with their clients. Sometimes I know it gets really confusing, especially when we're talking about 5-day challenges, about 5-day challenges, and where you want to create a 5-day challenge. Who are we talking about here? The main thing to remember is this is for you to learn from, for you to teach. But all those materials you're getting from us, you cannot sell the editable documents. All right? Never give people the editable. You do not have the rights to sell it on as PLR, resell, whatever you want to call it, to somebody else. All right. And that is the main stuff. Anything else? Remember to drop your questions in. We've got a few minutes left. If you want me to open up anything else in here, you got any preferences? Kenny said I'm hesitant.
Yeah, give it a go.
Please do. Yeah, give it a go. Do something really simple. It doesn't take a lot. And if you have any kind of audience already, run it with them, ask them, maybe give them a choice. Don't just say, hey, what kind of problems are you having with that I could run a challenge on? Think of 3 different things that they've asked you a lot, or you see them asking in other groups, and you can ask them which one is the biggest, and then set up a challenge for that, and you'll get people into it because you'll already know that that's a challenge for them. Right?
You can ask them on Facebook, what stresses you out more, A or B? And then give them a choice of which one's the issue. Hi, Nettie. What time do you call this?
She said, you're going to watch the replay. Okay, yeah, because we're going to be finishing up. But if you have any questions right now, Nettie, drop them in. I'll tell you, I can answer them again because repetition is what did you call it before? It's the way of learning. Yeah, it's the way people learn. But there was some other phrase. It must be, this end of the day thing. I'm in London right now, and I'm not used to this time zone thing. Normally, I run these at what would be my time, 10 a.m. in the morning in Colorado, right? So now we started at 5 p.m. Yeah, it's normal time for you, but for me, it's like, okay, tea time is past already. Okay, that works.
That works for us. We've stolen that from you now.
Okay, I'm going to be using
that. Stick a copyright sign on it before we start putting it on motivational quotes.
All right, my brain is fried. David says it's happy hour. Absolutely. What am I doing with a cup of tea then? Oh, I need something stronger. Then I'll really be losing it. All right, so this is the URL, contentsparks.com/5-day challenge. Not to be confused with the 5-day challenge that we run on how to get your course online. This is the course on how to plan, launch, and run a 5-day challenge. So you're going to be able to teach your customers how to do that. So that you'll see everything on the sales page. You'll see the information about the early bird special with the bonuses, because there's that 5-day challenge about 5-day challenges. And there's the driving traffic. Carl said you have to run. Work on getting this for sure, even though my audience is very low and limited. You will definitely fix that. The mother of all skill is repetition. Oh, we've got it going there.
Too. Copyright that before that's on a motivational code.
You have to start somewhere. We all started with nothing with our course, with our businesses, so it will grow. And then just scroll through the page because there's a lot of information on here. There's that course overview I walked through earlier with the other graphics. and there are overviews of each one of the modules. So hopefully there's enough information in here. There is a question though that Nettie has. It's a good question. Let me put that up on the screen. So how different is this from how to run a champion customer challenge? So that is one of our earlier courses that's focused just on running challenges for customers. This course is focused on lead generating challenges and just 5-day ones. This is also a Blaze package, so it's bigger, it's longer. There's a lot more content in it. So there'll be some overlap because there are certain things that are going to do the same, just like how to create an online course is going to have some of the things the same because the challenge is like a mini course. So you'll see some overlap there, but the emphasis is on the lead generation and it's a bigger program as well. So I would get both personally. Got it. Okay.
I have both, and to me, they are completely different things. I love this 5-day challenge one more than I love the other one. You know, it's the red-headed stepchild, the other one. This one is like your favoured elder son.
In the middle of putting together a couple of challenges. Yay! I want to see them. Be sure to share your links to those in the customer group. All right. One of the little perks of being a customer, you can share your links to things. And in the Facebook group, I'm really interested in seeing those. And if you want to share here what the topics are, I'd be really curious too. I'm sure everybody would be.
Yeah.
All right. What else? And that is everything. So like I said, the sales page, there's all your usual information, which you're used to seeing. The very big picture of me, which I need to update one of these days. Lots of our testimonials. Isn't the sales page looking good? I'm quite happy with it now. It can always be better, I know. We worked really hard on it.
3 months.
Let's not talk about it. I've had a lot of tech problems lately. And then there are some specific FAQs in here. If you have some other ones, there's a question about the 5-day challenge success blueprint and any other challenge training you've done elsewhere as well. So that is all. I'm going to scroll back up and actually just open us back up. And there we are. And I think we're all set. So thank you, everybody, for listening in. Make sure you head over to the URL right there, contentsparks.com/5-day challenge, and pop in any questions here. Facebook, send them to support@contentsparks.com, anywhere that's easiest for you. And make sure you do take our 5-day challenge too. But more on that later on Saturday. So look out for my emails about that. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll talk soon. Bye now.
Bye.